years ago. Watch when I finish with him, bro. He is Darren the hard man. Just wait till Pank's out, you fucking ball bag. Get back upstairs where no one cares. Yes, Reedy Gavin, how are you, lad? You good? Seen you for a while, mate. Where have you been? You okay, lad? Big Sacker Rocky is a dickhead from nowhere. He's got a brother who thinks he's an hard fighter. But Big Sacker Rocky is a baker. And what these bakers do, and have done for years in the city of Liverpool, is snitch on everyone whenever they can. That's why they never do jail. That's why they always get off with the big crimes, because the snitches. But that's just the way it goes. That's Big Sacker Rocky for you. Dickhead from the South End. A little onion, little fat ball head. Hasn't got a fight in him. Brett stinks of shit and his bird's a whore. Bird brasses herself and that. So ignore him. Hey. What's happening to people? It's getting quite popular on here, isn't it? Not normally on here. We're going up to 102. Jack Oliver's shouting Big Mike Oliver out. Danny's going the yoke. Good on you, lad. Have a nice time. He's a proper gimp, lad. Proper gimp. Shithouse rat he is, lad. Yes, Ryan Pullen. No, I don't, mate. Oh, little Bobo. Don't know, I think he had it with Ari or something. L5 alive, people. Dish. Haha, yes, Dad, I'm only messing, lad. No need to shout. Keep it going, brother. Shut up, you little snitch. Big Sacker Rocky. Get out of here. Fucking grass. Drug dealing scumbag. Don't even come on here if you sell drugs, you little fucking shit stain. Get out of here. Yeah, Carpo got a 12 because he's a rapist. Full-blown rapist. Should have got lifed off. Thank you, Queen bitch. Jack Doug, I'm Sam, bro. William Bowden, Bush. How are you, fella? You good? Keep it going. Oh, sorry, lad. Turn the camera around on this. I'm not forgetting about you, people, you know. I'm still engaging with my Instagram. I'm still doing what I can do. Obviously, I'm getting attacked full flow because of who I am. The infamous Darren Gee. No one can fuck with me. No one. I'm the realist. The realist you're all going to find. He should have got more than that in Parkhurst, lad. There's no beef with me and Sam Walker. He's just a snitch that grooms kids and damages the youth of the city of Liverpool and Wales. I like to expose them rats, so I exposed him for grooming young girls and young men in the city of Liverpool, putting them off into this paedophile ring of criminal drug dealers in the city of Liverpool and damaging them for life. So I just wrote him off, exposed him, and let everyone know about what he is and what he's become in the last 20 years. A dirty, horrible, disgusting nonce who talks to the law before going behind the door. Full stop. Fact. So when you've got all these little dickheads, like the stalker, thinking he's mad, and then you've got me, a certified member of Liverpool, certified, been through the shit, been through a lot, and then we've got some dickhead that smashes a screws car up, and he thinks he's Pablo Arfabar. Then he gets out looking clickbait, running around the city, saying, everyone's viewings are going down, but mine's going up. No, they're not, you ball bag. Your ma's a slut, you're a snitch, and a nonce from the city of Liverpool, Sam Stalker Walker. You're a piece of shit. You have got no substance in your heart. You can't fight. You should have attended last Thursday, but did you come? Fucking right you did. Did you get out the car? No, did you, fuck lad? You shouted your shit out the window and spun off, like you always do, little shithouse rat. Anyway, people, I'm going to bail off here and go on to TikTok. If you want to join me, it's Darren GL5. Oh no, it's Calnach now, innit? It's Quintus Calnach UK. Get on me, la. I'm going to go on my other Instagrams and tell all them as well. So what's happening, people? Everything fine? You're locked into Darren Gee from the city of Liverpool, UK. the main man of Liverpool. Ignore all these podcasters that are trying to seek fame. Ignore all these fake rats that think they're real. They're not real. They don't tell you how it is the way I do. I tell you how it is. I tell them how it is. And they don't come back with anything substantial. They don't come back with any facts. They just come back with the hate and this poisonous shit that runs through the mind. What you've got here is a very positive person, motivated to the height. Everything within him is pure. Everything he says is real. He never backs down to dirty, drug-dealing scumbags who thinks it's okay to wreck the youth in my city, who thinks it's okay to run round peddling crack cocaine to 20-year-old mums and destroying that mum's kid's future. These are all shithouse rats. Drug dealers of Liverpool, these are all ball bags. You haven't got a fucking heart on you. If you aren't told what to do, you don't do it. If you can't do it yourself, don't even get involved, you little shithouse. Don't get involved with someone you can't compete with on every level. Where did the name Quintus come from? Well, I'm L5 alive. That's what people know me as. Darren Gee, L5 alive. Choose a life, not a knife. Now, the girl who I've had my son to, she's already got 3 kids. And her 3 kids are called something with a C, something with a C, and something with a C, after their dad. Now, I didn't want to call my son something with a C, but I also didn't want to let him feel left out with his siblings. So I looked for Q, because it matches C. And when I've looked for ancient words with the meaning Q, I've came along Quintus, because it means the 5th. The 5th. So the 5th is basically L5, the 5th. He came on the 5th of March. He came in the 5th year of my freedom. So it is what it is. That's where his name came from, Quintus. You can get Quintus and you can get Quintus. They mean 2 different things. James English is a fat nonce. He's from Scotland. He's a rat who works for the Irish now. He's now being paid by the Irish to fund himself and to do all this mad stuff. Just like Marvin and Knobhead from London. They're all the same kettle of fish. Gang of dickheads. Shithouse rats. Every one of them, I've had it put on them. Everyone that's shouting me out, I've been told straight about 3 weeks ago, right, ball bag, you're getting shout out. You've got 7 days to get here. You've got a car. Get in your car, drive here. First one bailed. Marvin Herbert, the fucking nugget, bullet head, bellend. He shit himself. He just wants clicks. He wants to talk. He won't come and fight. So he shit himself. And then Stalker the Walker. Walker the Stalker, the crazy nonce from the city of Liverpool who grooms young girls and young boys and sets them off in a paedophile ring full of noncy, dirty people. I called him out and he called me out. He called me out a few days later. So I'm waiting there all day for him to turn up. Eventually a car turns up, but they don't get out. They shout shutting out the window and spin off. So there you go. These threats are what? Threats to life? Threats to inflict harm? I don't think they are. They're not threats, are they? It's simply saying when I see him, I'm going to break your jaw, mate. L5 alive, my mate, keep it up. Sure will, Sheldon La. Can you actually... What's that say? It's going up too far. You still getting it from the council? They're all going up too fast, lad. Elaborate on James English. There's nothing to elaborate on. He's a dog. He hasn't got a real friend in his life. For that reason, he shits on them. Left, right and centre. For his own gain. He wants to be popular, you see. He wants to be a celebrity. He wants to be one of them crazy celebrities that work his way up the line, but he can't because he's fake, because he's responsible for the murder of a young girl's dad years ago in Scotland. You see, what happened is, James was a smackhead years ago before anyone knew him. He used to smoke crack and smack, and he used to do a lot of fraud. And what he's done, he's attacked this young girl, took a credit card off her, and went and defrauded her. So what's happened after that is, the girl's dad's got involved and went, hang on a minute, bum. James went crying to his uncle and his daddy. They went round, killed the girl's dad, and then went on the toes. James is just saying shush about it. That's him in a flash. Nothing but a weasel, shithouse, scumbag who wants to be famous. Let him try and be famous. L5 Alive, Riley, how are you? Obviously, people, you need to understand, it's all about Choose a Life, Not a Knife, UK, Calmac, UK. What does it mean? It means this: if you're getting into trouble because you're with that dickhead who's carrying a knife, assess yourself. Assess your fucking self. If you're mixing with that gang of drug dealers, they're thinking it's okay to damage that young mum down there who's pushing a kid in a pram. Address yourself. You're not moving right. Everything's going to come back to you. Karma is very real. If you go out there and destroy that family, your family will be destroyed when you stop. Surely you knew this before. Nah, I didn't know none of this, mate. Knew none of this about any of them podcasting rats. Paddy the Baddie's in. Loving Paddy the Baddie there. Do you know Dale Cregan? Do a fuck, and he done a shit job on the police. Everyone in Liverpool loves me. You got that right. When's your Danny out? When these rats leave him alone. When all these little dickheads stop clickbaiting off his name, his profile will be lowered and then he might get a chance to release. But while all these poisonous, dirty rats know what they're doing, shouting his name across social media, they know it heightens his risk and he'll never get out. And that's exactly what they want. So the likes of Shaun Attwood, Marvin Crack-Smoking Herbie, James Porn English, and Sam Stalker Walker. Every time you mention Daniel's name, they're heightening his risk and preventing him from getting out. That's why you don't hear me shouting Danny's name everywhere. That's why you don't hear me screaming Danny's name or trying to make his profile any bigger or any higher so he gets out as soon as possible. Stalker Walker is a homosexual man that was a victim and is now a victimizer. What do I mean by that? Well, let me tell you straight this now. From the age of 16, Mr. Walker was being groomed by gangsters who his mum know. Some of these gangsters who his mummy knew are homosexual gangsters who have a wife and kids, so they've got to keep it on the hush. What Walker became, in layman's terms, is a willy sucker. So if you look at his mouth now, he hasn't had it fixed properly. He's had some of his dentures sorted and all that. If you would have went back a few years ago, you would have noticed what I'm on about. But if you look at his mouth now, it's beaten. It's beaten up. It's ruined. His teeth are fucked, his gums are fucked, and his lips are fucked. That's all off sucking a William. Promise you. Now, from 16, as he wakes up, he's going through the criminal network, sucking Williams left, right, and centre, climbing up, and that's why he thinks he's notorious right now. So what happened is, once he's been used and abused, he's been put on the coke, he's been abused, his farts things have had fucking You'll Never Walk Alone played on them. He's sucked more lollipops than fucking Nicki Minaj. It is what it is, people. The guy's a homosexual nonce who preys on young girls in Liverpool. Now, he was a victim, granted, but when the victim starts being a victimiser, he needs a slap, and this is what Sam Walker needs, a good fucking backhander. By me, by Danny Simpson, or some of them Welsh kids' dads who he's always robbing money off for weed. Yeah? From 16 up, he starts taking cocaine, he starts losing his way. His ma's a slut anyway, so she introduces him to all sorts of gangsters in the city of Liverpool. Then he's going on. He starts getting around these Fitzgibbon family, another gang of family nonsense in the city of Liverpool. All drug dealers, of course. I only talk about nasty drug dealers, no one else, no one who's real. I just talk about all the shitheads, including Mr. Stalker. So he goes on, and what's his angle in this criminal enterprise now? He's not this big top drug dealer. He's not this big criminal that's put people to bed or cut people up or all that nonsense, all that shit. He's none of that. He's a kid that goes into shops and runs out with 2 jumpers and goes and sells them for 50 quid. He's a kid that gets nicked for robbing a window screen out of a car off a Ford fucking forecourt or something. Do you understand what I'm saying, people? He's a proper bellend. So he moves on into this criminal circle that he shouldn't be in. You know, he's a snitch, he's weak as fuck, and he's a nonce. So he's moving in these circles. Before you know it, he's in the position where he's eyeing 20-year-old lads up. He's eyeing 18-year-old kids up who are quite pretty to him. And he's getting them on board with lavish things, bits of money. Jump in this car, lad. Do you want to go for a spin? Do you want to scran out to this restaurant? Do you want to come in here to this sunbed gaff? Look at these birds I've got on the go here. So that's how he moves. Before you know it, lad, this kid's snorting coke with him. This kid's drinking and snorting coke with him. Before you know it, this kid's now entering a circle with him of all these homosexual gangsters who've got wives and kids in the city of Liverpool. This kid is then left in that circle. 2 years down the line, the kid's doing what Walker does, sucks pure William all over the city, all over the country to get by. That's